Hillary Clinton is 12 points ahead of Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary field of California, according to a recent poll. All right, not that big of a deal, right? 12 points ahead. Clearly, Hillary is in the lead. Well, the big news is that Hillary has lost 19 points from her lead over Bernie Sanders in California in the last 4 or 5 months. Bernie Sanders was polling in the single digits in May in California. He has gained 26 percentage points to 35%, and the difference between Hillary and Bernie has been reduced by 19 points. Enthusiasm in California, also an issue for Hillary. 37% of likely Democratic voters said they would react enthusiastically if Hillary Clinton won the nomination, down 9 points from May. Lewis, could California be in play within a few weeks?
Maybe. Is it time that we start reconsidering our overall outlook on the Bernie Sanders campaign and his chances?
I think, it's exciting and it's interesting to follow New Hampshire and Iowa polling. And it's interesting to see that nationally, Hillary Clinton in some polls has really lost a lot of her lead. The reality is, and this isn't about saying we don't like Bernie. This isn't about saying Bernie has no shot. The reality is Hillary Clinton is still very well positioned, particularly when we see that Joe Biden, who is not even running, is getting anywhere between 14-ish to 20-ish% support. And realistically, 2/3 of the Biden support, if he were to not run, would go to Hillary Clinton. There's no denying Hillary Clinton is in a very strong position right now. But the gains that Bernie Sanders has seen over the last 2 to 3 months are absolutely nothing to sneeze at. And with the debate next week, who knows what will happen?
The debate is going to be huge, I think. And Bernie's got momentum. That's not just going to stop and disappear. So I like the direction we're headed here.
And regardless of what ultimately happens between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, it's interesting to also observe, and important to observe, the role that media coverage or lack thereof has played here. As of the end of September, Bernie Sanders had about 10% of the national corporate media coverage that Hillary Clinton had received. Hillary Clinton was receiving a crazy amount of coverage and continues to, compared to Bernie Sanders. Forget about the coverage that Donald Trump has been receiving. So in a sense, it's amazing that the gains that Bernie Sanders has experienced have happened in spite of totally lopsided media coverage for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, I don't know, promising maybe. Maybe people are realizing that the best place to get their information is not, what we've been doing for the past X number of decades.
As far as right-wing media, there's no question that right-wing media would prefer Hillary Clinton be the Democratic nominee over Bernie Sanders. Number one, it would be way better for their ratings to be able to push the conspiracy theories, the so-called scandals that surround Hillary Clinton. Fox News wants to be able to talk about Benghazi and the email scandal, the both of those narratives around Hillary Clinton. If Hillary is not the nominee, those obvious narratives disappear, and they've got to go to what? Bernie's a communist, right? So it's abundantly clear that right-wing media is far more interested in Hillary Clinton being the nominee than Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, much easier for them to try and take down Hillary. But you're right. I mean, who's better for big business, Dave? It's going to be Hillary.
No question about that. And then lastly, I think when it comes to the insiders that are involved, the standard corporate media is going to do far better when the party insiders that they like to bring on for debates are more in line with the nominee. And as we know, many of Bernie Sanders' ideas, while completely uncontroversial when polled fairly, when the American people are fairly polled about those issues, are not yet the sort of mainstream ideas of the Democratic Party nationally. Some of them are, a $15 an hour minimum wage, for example, but not all of them are. So I think it's very clear that corporate media, particularly right-wing media, prefers Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders.